All right, so there's a variety of ways that you can use this hyperlinking function to sort of augment and make your presentations interactive. And the first thing that I need to tell you about this is that you will have to teach students either how to go back and forth between present mode by clicking this button up here and clicking exit once they're in present mode, or how to open links even when it's not in present mode. So let me show you what I mean. Right now, if I click on this text that's underlined blue, the link that I want this to lead to pops up underneath. So it ends up being a two-click situation. If I want students to sort of read my teacher notes, and then I want them to either read or listen to some more notes that I found on the web that I thought were good, if they're in regular viewing mode of this presentation, they'll have to click the link and then click the link again to open it. Now you can get around that by having students press present. And when you press present, the links are live. So it's only one click. But now the presentation is in present mode, so they can't edit it. And you see I have a section over here where they click a link to do an activity and then tell me their score on the activity. So in this case, if they were in present mode, they have to go down here and click exit to get out of present mode to be able to type in their score. So this is something that students pick up on pretty quickly, but it is something that if you're doing this for the first time, you might need to work with students on. So here's one example of how to use those links. You can add notes to your teacher notes, embed activities, and have students interacting with the web in that way, sort of to curate all your resources onto one page. You can also create these choose your own adventure stories, or students could create them. And I'm going to put this in present mode so you get the full effect. At the beginning of our story here, Davion is going to the store. And we're asking students, or maybe a student is asking somebody else, should she turn left at the corner and go to the corner store or turn right? And you see my cursor turns into a finger when it goes over top of these. That's because they're buttons. So if we choose that Davion's going to turn left, then I click that, and a slide turns up where it talks about what happens next in the story once she turns left. Similarly, the same thing would happen if she turns right. It links to another slide in the presentation. So that's using those link to a slide to help students create an interactive presentation or story for themselves. The third way that you could use this is a sort of like a formative assessment piece to give students some feedback. So I'm going to put this in present mode again, and I've basically made my presentation a multiple choice question. Here's a practice math problem. Is 1 + 1 equal to 2, 3, 4, or 5? If a student chooses the correct answer, I've turned this number 2 into a button that links to a slide that says, now that's correct, and it gives them a new problem. However, and you see I'm having to toggle out of that present mode to show you what this looks like if you make an opposite choice. So if a student chooses incorrectly, they think this equals 3, takes them to a different slide that gives some feedback, it gives a review video, and it gives a back button. So now they can go back and try again once they've done some review. So this is sort of a way for you to have students getting some almost one-on-one attention digitally, and it frees you up to circulate the room and to be able to work with people who need more intervention. So those are a couple ways that you can use this interactive slides feature, or the hyperlinks, to make interactive slides.